This is a review for this small little heater from Vornado. It's really nice and compact. It is designed to be cool to the touch, so there's heat coming out of the front of this fan right now, but I can still touch the side of this and it remains cool. There are some safety features built in, so I'll get to that in a minute, but I kind of want to talk about the settings and the features of it. First of all, the size, it's relatively compact. This is about 10.5 inches wide, about 11 inches tall, maybe about 9 inches deep from front to back. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. We actually have it in a little travel trailer that we take camping and off-roading. For those cool nights, we can bust this out and warm up the cabin. The cabin's pretty small. Supposedly this will heat up an entire larger room with this small unit, but we don't really have that need. We just kind of want to take the edge off with some heat in the cabin once in a while. So this is what we use. Kind of a little handle up here. You can hold it and carry it around. And on top is where all the functionality is. I just turned it on and off with the on and off switch. And then there are 3 settings: low, medium, high. The default in the middle is low, so they get by 1 bar. Medium is 2 bars and high is 3. And there's some flexibility here because this is like a thermostat. It doesn't change the fan speed. It changes how much heat is coming out. So even at the low setting, any one of these settings, you can adjust exactly how much heat you want to come out of this unit, which is kind of nice. It's kind of all over the map as far as how much heat you want to put out. And it's all over the map as well as far as how much energy you're consuming. Like for us, we're in a camper and we're plugged into 110. This does not use battery or a USB. It is a 110 corded heater, so running off of battery power. I don't want to use a ton of power, so I usually just keep it on the low setting, kind of right in between 2 and 3, and that's plenty to keep us warm in here. I don't need to have it on the high heat settings. That's basically the 3 options. There's low, medium, and high, and then you have this adjustment of how much heat is actually coming out. Doesn't change the fan speed. The fan speed just seems to stay running at a constant speed. What I like about it is to be able to tell that it's on. There's an indicator light right here, so you can still see that it's operating or not because this light is on. And then it will turn off if for any reason this tips over. At 10 degrees of any kind of tip, forward, backward, side, so if it gets bumped or anything, it automatically shuts off. Now the light doesn't shut off, but the heating element does, and so does the fan. What does that is this little depress right here that needs to be pushed in for it to operate. It's kind of a nice safety feature. You really don't want this thing getting bumped or knocked off and continue to run because it might land on something you don't want it to, and then there's risk of other damages. Great little unit. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it puts out a decent amount of heat for what we use it for. It may warm up a larger room or larger space than what we use it for, but it's a nice little unit for the price point.